Hey fellow beer nuts, JP Sloan here for the Beer Atlantic. This week we are at a beer festival at Stillpoint Farm. This is my favorite festival of the year. I'm happy to have you join me for an afternoon of beer and hopefully not much rain. I'm back at Stillpoint Farm. Last time I was here, I brewed 10 gallons of Saison for the Wort Wars episode. But today, I'm here as a beer enthusiast. The Brewfest at the farm is in its 6th year. My local homebrew club is invited each year to pour homebrew samples alongside the pros, and I never miss it. So, beer festivals. We've all heard about them. Most of us have gone to them, at least more than once, and we're all kind of familiar with the whole setup. A bunch of beer tents, a bunch of craftsmen, a bunch of vendors. You just stand around, you grab some tastes of beer, and you just have a great old time. So why do we do this though? I mean, why do we come out into a farm in the middle of a hot, humid day just to drink a whole bunch of beer we can drink at home? Well, there's a lot of big reasons that we do this. Beer, in my opinion, is one of the great social elements. It is a genuinely social beverage to have. So we want to get around with people who are like-minded, especially craft beer fans, because craft beer deserves comment and analysis, and we discuss it, what we like, what we don't like. And more than that, these pro brewers that come out to these places, they're not just bringing their beer out to sell. They're wanting to gain fans, and that means more than marketing. That means building relationships. And to do that, they have to meet the public, get their beer out in front of people, and press the flesh, so to speak. It's part politics, part marketing. But this is my favorite beer festival because it's very much a family festival. A lot of kids here, a lot of families. You bring your chair, you hang out, listen to music. It's low pressure, low stress, very casual. But we still get basically every pro brewer in the state of Maryland comes out to this thing, and it is a fantastic evening. Now, one thing that's the dark side to beer festivals that you run into are these gigantor lines, and I've run into one more than once this year already, where the lines take half an hour to get through, and when you get at the end, no beer's left over, they're all poured out. You try to get food, same story. Out of food, they've oversold their tickets. So there is a fine line with beer festivals. You can't oversell, you can't undersell. You need enough people to make it worth your while, but the second you start overpouring or overselling, you get long lines, drunk people, and people who won't come back next year. But you don't run into either of those problems at the Brewfest at the farm. Instead of lines, the shape of the terrain creates an organic blob of festival goers who drift in and out of the tents for their samples. And the organizers keep a sharp eye on ticket sales, ensuring it never gets too crowded or devolves into a scene from Animal House. I just came back from 4 conversations. An hour later, this is why you come to beer festivals. You meet all the people you haven't seen in the last few months and you catch up. It's a really great community. As I mentioned, my local homebrew club is given a space each year to introduce the public to the hobby. Select members brew 5 gallons, which we pour for the public. I have a honey ginger wheat, which I brew each year for this festival, and it always runs out in a big damn hurry. So I've been on and off already. I poured my ginger wheat for 20 minutes before the keg kicked. It was a very popular beer on a day like this, and that's why you make a nice crisp summer beer on the late spring, early summer beer fest. What can I say? Feeling like a little rock star a little bit here. In any event, I appreciate you joining me this week on the Beer Atlantic. Join me next week, and I will be back at another brewery taking a look at their samples. In the meantime, cheers. Empty kick boogie.